Buffalo Bills headed to South Florida, looking to continue their domination against the Miami Dolphins.
Allen drops back to pass. Pass Cook wide open to the 5. Shove inside the pylon. Touchdown, Bills. They hand it off to Cook. Cook bursts right through the middle, cuts to his right, along the sidelines, high steps, and then hurdles into the end zone. Tagovailoa drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it. He lowers his shoulder, gets down close to the 5-yard line, and he is hit hard. He is down on the field. And the concern now is about Tagovailoa, who has battled concussions for most of his career. And the Buffalo Bills continue their domination over the Miami Dolphins.
Stephen Ross better check the deed because it's Josh Allen who owns the Miami Dolphins. Are you kidding me? Kyle, that was domination by Buffalo in every phase yet again.
Yeah, domination by the Buffalo Bills. And, all week I was talking about 250-plus passing, 50 yards plus rushing for Josh Allen every single time he plays the Miami Dolphins. Well, we didn't see that. What we saw was a team go out there and dominate and make a statement in a division that says, you guys ain't ready for us, okay? It's like when I used to try to bow up on my old man, and I don't know if you know him, Hall of Famer, kind of a badass dude, but as a 16-year-old, I wasn't quite there yet. I may have to go revisit that. But for the Bills, it's the offensive line that looked fantastic to start this football game. Aaron Kromer, the O-line coach, a guy who coordinates that run game, has them dialed in. I love James Cook involvement. Josh Allen didn't have to be Superman. Tips and overthrows, the deciding factor in that football game. That looked like a real football team that's poised to make a run, Buffalo Bills.
You're absolutely right about Josh not having to be Superman. And it's why I finally looked at the Bills and said, okay, this actually might work. Josh Allen's been Superman plenty of times. There will be times he has to be Superman going forward. He was Superman week 1. But he looks so much more calm. It's the erratic decisions when things look like they're moving too fast. And I haven't seen that yet. He seems poised. He seems like the game is slowing down. And, yeah, I'm buying in. It's been a while that Josh Allen is the most fun player to watch, but it's just not enough to get to a Super Bowl. If they can play like this, if he can remain calm, I'm in.
Kyle, I'm glad you mentioned Aaron Kromer. We had him with us in Oakland, and he is just a tremendous head coach. So I love that you shouted that out. You and Adam both used the word domination repeatedly, and that's what this is. The Bills have won 12 of the last 13 matchups with the Dolphins. The domination that grabbed my eye was time of possession. The Bills held the ball for 61% of the game to the Dolphins' 39%. That is a staggering difference. The other difference, of course, was defense. The Bills had 3 takeaways, 2 sacks. The Dolphins had none of either.
Well, and that to me, Amy, is the deal. And Brock made the point now that he's inspired. And Kyle made the point, well, it's always 250 plus for Josh Allen and over 50 rushing yards and 3-4 touchdowns. This was the most inspiring game the Bills have had in a long time because it was team-oriented. O-line was great. They let James cook. The defense flew around. 3 interceptions. Ed Oliver with that big play on 4th down. And listen, Josh was able to rock steady. And if you could ever just call Josh Allen for a game manager, that's great. That means the Buffalo Bills, they're going to have an opportunity to win a lot of games. The bigger story, of course, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa suffered the 3rd diagnosed concussion of his NFL career, Brock, on Thursday.
It's unfair for everyone involved. It's unfair for Tua, who may have his livelihood taken away from something that he only has so much control over. It's unfair for Mike McDaniel, who, if ownership says, hey, he's clear to go, we're giving him all this money, McDaniel loves Tua, and he would have to put him out there knowing what the risk is. It's unfair for Tua's teammates, who time and time again now have to see their quarterback go down, wondering if he's going to get up. I would say it's unfair for their opponents. Who wants to be the guy who permanently changes Tua Tagovailoa's life? I'm not going to lie. If he goes back out there, I'm going to watch because I love football and the Dolphins are fun to watch, but I would not feel good about it. I just wouldn't. No
players get to really choose when they're done. It's never the right time for a player to be done. And I'm not here to tell Tua Tagovailoa what to do, but I want Tua to look in the rearview mirror when the smoke is cleared a little bit for him and understand what he's done so far as an athlete and a person. First off, he's married with 2 kids, got a daughter and a son. beautiful family. Second off, he was a national champion in 2017. Not many guys get to do that. You look at a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. That's pretty damn impressive, Brock. And then the other thing, he was a Pro Bowler. He was the NFL passing leader. These are things you can look at as a player and say, you know what, I've done a lot of good things. So if the conversation does happen, have I done enough? Don't forget, Tua, you've been awesome this entire time.
You know, there's one misconception that many have that I want to put to rest, and Mike McDaniel showed, excuse me, I was about to sneeze, I apologize. The coach put that to rest yesterday for many people on camera. Teams care about their players. There are some who think that a team just says, roll them off, we'll bring in another player, we'll bring in another player. Everyone in that organization cares about Tua. If my experience in the league is any suggestion of that, everyone in that organization cares, and everyone has compassion and empathy, and we saw that from the head coach on the field.
And Amy, to that point, that snapshot of Tua after he's in the fencing pose, and we're all sick watching it and concerned watching it, and Tua eventually gets to his feet, and Mike McDaniel puts his arm around him like there's no one watching and just gives him a kiss on the head. And I just thought, and I'm getting the chills even thinking back to it like that, that's the entire point and the premise. And Kyle went through Tua's football resume, which is phenomenal. I just care about him as a human, as a husband, as a dad. That's what I care about for Tua Tagovailoa.